of a chaotic rebellion, with an entire country about to collapse, one man volunteered for what was basically a mission that would end your life. He would disguise himself as the enemy, walk straight into the lion's den, and take out a king. But what kind of person signs up for a mission that's insane? And what's the real cost of an act so daring it would earn him the Medal of Honor? By 1919, Haiti was a nation in turmoil. The U.S. occupation that began in 1915 had turned the country into a powder keg of resentment. And out of this chaos rose a charismatic and powerful leader, Charlemagne Perilous. To his followers, the peasant guerrilla fighters known as Caicos, Charlemagne was more than just a man. He was a symbol of Haitian resistance, a freedom fighter leading a rebellion against foreign invaders. His influence grew by the day, with his forces swelling to thousands, and the insurgency he led threatened to completely upend American control. Facing a spiraling guerrilla war, the U.S. Marines needed a solution that was just as unconventional as their enemy. The mission fell to a young, unassuming Marine corporal from Missouri named Herman Hannikin. He wasn't a general or some high-ranking officer, just an enlisted man who was about to be tasked with one of the most audacious assassinations in modern military history. The plan was as simple as it was dangerous. Hannikin and a small team would go undercover, disguised as Caicos rebels. They'd be led through treacherous mountain terrain by a defector from Charlemagne's inner circle, a man named Jean Baptiste Cons. The risks were astronomical. One wrong word, one suspicious glance, and they'd be discovered. Their lives over, deep inside an enemy camp of over 1,000 fighters. As night fell on October 31st, Hannikin, his face darkened to blend in, began the treacherous journey. He and his men moved through the darkness, bluffing their way past multiple rebel checkpoints. At each one, they gambled their lives on their disguises and the word of the guide. With every checkpoint they cleared, they pushed deeper into the heart of the rebellion, getting even closer to the heavily guarded camp where the rebel king, Charlemagne Perilous, was sleeping. Just after midnight, the small team slipped into the main camp. The air was thick with tension. Hannikin, armed with a .45 caliber pistol, scanned the area, relying on his guide, Cons, to point out the target. Suddenly, Charlemagne himself stepped out of a hut. Startled by the noise, in that split second, Hannikin didn't hesitate. He raised his pistol and fired twice, hitting Charlemagne squarely. The camp exploded into chaos. Hannikin and his men opened fire, scattering the stunned and now leaderless rebels in a furious firefight. The mission was a success, but getting out alive wasn't guaranteed. Under the cover of darkness and confusion, they fought their way out, taking the body of the slain rebel leader with them, as undeniable proof of what they had just pulled off. Stories of incredible courage often walk a fine line between bravery and madness. If you find these unbelievable acts of military history as fascinating as I do, take a moment to subscribe and join me for more stories of the soldiers who did the impossible. The death of Charlemagne Perilous sent a shockwave through Caicos rebellion. His followers scattered, their command structure shattered. For his actions, Corporal Herman Hannikin was awarded the Medal of Honor. The official citation celebrated his extraordinary heroism and conspicuous gallantry, and noted his judgment and willingness to face extreme personal danger were of untold value to the Republic of Haiti. Soon after, he was given a commission as a second lieutenant. But the story has a complicated epilogue. In an attempt to demoralize the remaining rebels, the U.S. forces circulated a photograph of Charlemagne's body tied to a door. The tactic backfired. Spectacularly, instead of causing fear, the image with its haunting resemblance to a crucifixion, transformed Charlemagne into a martyr, and galvanized Haitian nationalism for generations. Herman Hannikin's story didn't end in Haiti. The man who walked into the jungle as a corporal went on to have a decorated 34-year career. He earned a Navy Cross for killing Charlemagne's successor just 5 months later, and another one in Nicaragua. He served with distinction in World War II at brutal battles like Guadalcanal, Peleliu, and eventually retired as a brigadier general. Hannikin's daring raid remains a stark example of the incredible lengths a soldier will go to the line of duty. It's a story of calculated risk, raw courage, and the often unpredictable consequences of war. While one man earned his nation's highest honor, the man he killed became an eternal symbol for his own country's fight for freedom.